Oh, hey, let's talk about noses. Everywhere a fella goes, he sees some new kind of nose. Um, let's see. Now, I am cannibalizing my clay from the last project. It's probably hard to do for you. I suggest you document your things well. Okay, so you have good pictures of them for yourself. Um, and I think we should get used to these exercises and sometimes our artwork not being special before it's really special. Let it go, right? It was the act of doing it, the learning experience, and now we can reuse the material and make something new with it. Okay? Um, when I was an undergrad taking a figure modeling class, we would do full body pieces that would take 3 weeks to do. Take pictures, cut them down, reuse the material. It hurt. You'd get used to it though. Okay. So I am starting to make a nose. Here we go. And I am not trying to carve the whole nose, right? I'm just trying to make right this right here. And I'm going to start off by making the bridge and the column straight down. Then we're going to mind the nostrils for now. Now noses, there's a whole politics to noses, huh? Noses have been vilified in the past. Still are. I say you make whatever nose you want. Make your nose. Make a nose that resembles a deer of yours or whatever. There's no better example of a nose than your own nose. So keep that in mind. Okay. I got a very Roman kind of looking nose. Okay. So I'm starting off, like I said, by making bridge and down the middle of the septum. Okay. Never mind the nostrils. I'm going to add those on. And I'm just going to shape this. I want it to be more narrow out here, wider towards the back. I'm going to set this down and kind of just shape it a little bit. I'm going to bring the front part in. So, okay. There we go. See? Rough nose looking, but we'll get there. I'm going to build out the front, the tip a little bit, and then I'll add on some nostrils. Some things we need to know about noses to talk about, right? Like the bottom part, that septum, right here, right? That extends down below your nostrils. And the nostrils can be quite complicated, right? They swirl around higher in the front than they are in the back. Almost always. Not always, right? So there's always exceptions to these rules. And once we make it an absolute, that's when we run into the problems of politics of noses, right? But all these guidelines I give you are always just that, general guidelines, right? All those differences are what make us look like us. Me look like me, and you look like you. Okay, and I'm adding on some tip. Okay, so getting there. I think I'm going to add a little bit more on for the tip. Bring it out here. Have that weird dip. I don't like that dip. There we go. Make your nose roughly life size. Blend that in. Suggest using your two hands. Get used. It helps you be symmetrical. There we go. Like those. Now I want you to put these down a little higher than the base. Unless you look at your nose and find different. If you find different, go with that. Put them a little bit higher than the bottom, because that's going to give us room for that drop down of the septum there, this part. Okay. Use your own nose. Maybe take pictures of your nose from the front and from the profile. Okay? We need to constantly be looking at profiles when we sculpt these things, including that eye you did too. Alright, there we go. I'm going to blend them forward. Blend it forward. That's how I'm going to get that nice transition. Boom. And hold it in place, right? Blend it forward. I'm going to keep those big ridges at the top, okay, for now. Blend it in towards the bottom. There we go. Blend it in towards the bottom. Alright. We left that up there because I wanted to use a tool to bring that in. I don't want my fingers too big, it'll round it off. I need that shape. First, I'm going to kind of stitch it back in there. I'm going to take little pieces of it and scrape it back in. There we go. So it stays in place. Then I'll shape that stuff all up. Swoop that around. There we go. Alright, let me get some work done on this until we get down here. Okay. Now, down here. Here. That's where I gotta hit up some things, huh? It's like this right here is too wide, needs to come back. That's better. Round it out some. Remember, if your clay is getting too warm, take a short break, let it cool down, and it'll become more solid again. Okay, this is where this loop tool comes in handy. Okay, first I'm going to mark the septum, right, that middle part of your nose. Which you all have become very, very familiar with mine through this video. There we go. Nostril is not just a hole, it has a shape. Usually a teardrop shape, kind of like that. And everyone's nose is different, like I keep saying. There we go. I'm going to cut up into the sum, up to the other side. I'm going to turn this with the profile, and then swoop in there. Pluck that out. Okay, other side too. Cut it in there, and then swoop through on the side and cut it out. That is how we'll start to get the definition of our nostrils. Okay, there we go. See what I mean? I'm going to pluck up in there a little bit with the loop tool. Okay, remember to give the nostril some thickness, right? It has a weight to it. Okay,